victory with the best home field advantage in college football over the last 3 decades. Here in Gainesville, you're watching the SEC on ESPN as we welcome you to the Swamp and ESPN College Football Primetime, part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week. They are ready to rock for the Gators and the Aggies tonight as their roller coaster seasons continue.
Banks dropping back. He's going to heave one deep down the field. It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game!
Rosen fakes the spike. Touchdown! Whoa! What a comeback!
4th and goal. On. Spins free. Touchdown! What a catch!
The Wildcat out to take off left. He's in! Touchdown, 3rd and 1. Wide open, touchdown, Florida!
We welcome you to Gainesville. Beth Bowens along with Anthony Becht. And Anthony, one of the reasons for the ups and downs, we got a couple of young quarterbacks that have flashed some really good potential, and they've got a big stage again tonight in Kellen Mond and Felipe Franks.
You're right. It starts with Florida's Felipe Franks. And I tell the Gator fan nation, be patient with this young man. There's a lot to like on film when you turn it on. Number one, you love his arm strength. We all remember this play against Tennessee. Watch the ticker, 67 yards in the air, flat-footed. Remember, he's a true freshman. A lot of good things to see from him. And on the other side for the Aggies, Kellen Mond, this kid is electric. You better find ways to tackle him. One of the best defenses in the country with Alabama, trying to track this young man down. And you gotta love the fact he keeps his eyes down the field and finds Christian Kirk, his favorite wide receiver, 2 explosive players that are learning and growing every week. Beth, I'm excited to see them tonight on the field.
It is just the 7th trip to the state of Florida for the Aggies. And they're looking for their first win since World War II. And it is the Florida Gators beating them to the punch and out onto the turf. Texas A&M in town to take on Florida in the Swamp Green Unis. Tonight at the Swamp, where Florida has won 85% of its games over the last 3 decades, trying to bounce back from a home loss tonight.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by KFC's Nashville Hot and Honey Mustard Barbecue Georgia Gold.
Welcome back to the Swamp. They call this place the Swamp because it is an angry beast versus opposing offenses. It is especially angry for freshman quarterbacks making their first true road start, like Texas A&M's Kellen Mond. I don't know if you can hear me. I sure can't hear you up there. But for Kellen Mond, communication and concentration are going to be an issue with this crowd.
Thank you very much, Rocky. And we will see Kellen Mond right away as the Aggies will receive the opening kick. First freshman QB to win his first 4 starts at A&M since 1992. Aggies come in at 4-2, 2-1 in the league. The Gators 3-2. They are 3-1 in the SEC. This is what you're up against when you come into Gainesville since 1990. The best win percentage at home in college football. Eddie Pinedo to kick it away to Christian Kirk, and you'll notice right away how the swamp green blends right into the grass. And a low kick will shoot past Kirk and out the back of the end zone. And a look at Kellen Mond, the true freshman out of San Antonio who played in Florida at the IMG Academy last year. His 6th start, but the first one here in hostile territory.
Catch me if you can, Beth. This kid is dangerous with his legs, in particular on 3rd down. Watch him in and out of the pocket. And can he become a consistent passer? The Gators will force him to make the passes today and prove that he can make the throws down the field.
And perhaps already A noise issue for the offensive line for Texas A&M.
False start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
They have finally found some consistency there, Anthony, after they were shuffling guys around the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, you know, they have some linemen that they feel good about, but when they come down to it, they are a young team, Beth. They'll rotate some of their younger players at sometimes having 8 or 9 true freshmen on the field at once.
The give is to Travion Williams, and the Gators do not let him get to the edge. That'll be a key storyline throughout the night. CeCe Jefferson with the stop, and let's check out our impact plays.
Yeah, Travion Williams is one of the best tailbacks in the SEC. Christian Kirk might be the best receiver. He's electric. Polite at the defensive end position, and Duke Dawson, that's a matchup. Kirk and Dawson to watch in this game tonight.
They'll try Williams again. Travion fights his way back out to the 19. Jordan Sherritt with the tackle as Jordan gets the start at defensive end. And it's third down.
I would say both of these teams want to establish some type of running game. It's going to be tough. Both defensive lines, Beth, for either team are very fast, high motor, very good at pushing the pocket, but they must find a way to get it going to help these two young quarterbacks.
Nickel package is in defensively for Florida. 5 wide for the Aggies in an empty set. Four-man rush, Sherritt in the quarterback's face, and he hammers Mond, and the pass is incomplete, and it's fourth down.
Little line game on the inside. Jordan Sherritt's going to come around from the outside, loop in. Great push. The guard doesn't find him. The shot on the quarterback. Even though it's not a sack, Beth, it's still effective.
Anthony, what was so effective is they got the pressure up the middle into Mond's face. It's important that the Gators don't open up those interior rush lanes, escape lanes for Mond tonight.
Shane Trapuka is the punter. Brandon Powell back deep. End over end it goes. It will take an Aggie bounce and several more in Texas A&M's favor. And it's downed inside the 25, a 56-yard punt for Trapuka. And how about Felipe Franks? He's a big guy, 6'5", 227, out of Crawfordville, Florida.
You're right, he looks the part, there's no question, Beth. Pure pocket passer. That's why he came here for this offense. He's got a cannon, we saw in the open, but he needs to speed up the process a bit. Taking the plays and the information from the sideline, get the guys out of the huddle and line up. Look for some more tempo today from this offense versus the Aggies D.
He's also gotten some help from the running game ever since that slow start against Michigan in the season opener. The Gators have run the ball better. In fact, 4 straight games of close to 170 yards or more, and it's LaMichael Pirine who will start out behind him in the pistol. They'll also go with a 2 tight end set to open. Pirine, nice hole off the right side, and he rushes his way for a first down out across the 35. Derek Tucker with the stop and a gain of 12.
Dual backfield, Pirine, then Davis. Both of these guys are great. The one thing I love about Florida's offensive line is they come off the ball and create holes downhill. Look for that. Great way to start the game for this offense.
They blocked well on that carry. Franks to one of those tight ends, DeAndre Goolsby.
Keep an eye on the tempo. Looks like right now Florida started to pick it up. This is the thing that was questioned about this offense most. Looks like some of the fan base is getting what they want here, getting up the ball fast.
Good news for Florida. Tyree Cleveland is the wide out to the top of the screen.
Yep, he's right here on the outside. Remember, high ankle sprain. Look for him to be effective just up and down the field in the deep ball.
False start on the Gators. They do not, however.
False start, offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Do not have Kadarius Toney tonight, and of course they're still without the suspended Antonio Callaway. So Cleveland and somebody else going to have to seize the opportunity tonight.
Guys, in pregame warm-ups, Tyree Cleveland, a lot of go routes. He did run a couple of dig routes where he had to cut off that thing, and that ankle did not look like it was totally secure, so it's definitely bothered him. We'll see how it goes for him during this game.
P. Ryan right up the middle. This is a Texas A&M defense under the leadership of John Chavis that they're going to get after you. They lead the SEC in sacks. They're one of the best in the country in tackles for loss.
And you see those two big guys right there, 88 and 92, Kiki and Henderson. They are run stoppers, stuffers in the middle, trying to get a little more off tackle like the first run instead of attacking these guys right off the guard and center.
See how many come here on third down. Franks, the connection to Powell and a first down across midfield. And it's now 20 games in a row with a catch for Brandon.
Keep an eye on Brandon Powell. He was a guy in practice on Thursday. I saw a lot of balls go his way. Speedy receiver. They like to move him around different spots. They love mismatches, especially against some of the young linebackers and DBs of this Texas Aggie team, Texas A&M team.
Malik Davis will now check in at tailback, the true freshman from Tampa and their leading rusher. They'll fake it to Malik, and Franks is going to air it out deep down the middle. Incomplete, no flags. The intended receiver was Dre Massey, and it was Antonio Howard with the coverage.
When you talk to Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator, he said Drew Massey's been the missing link for this team. Now, there might have been a little push in the back there, but the ball was thrown over. We're surprised they didn't call it. Watch the back here. Looks like he maybe tripped over his feet. Probably not enough contact. But they said Massey has to get more involved in this offense, showing it early on.
Franks looking to hook up on a slant route to Freddie Swain. That's broken up. More good coverage. That was Armani Watts, a guy we'll probably be calling a lot in the secondary. 3 picks, tied for the SEC lead this year.
Around the ball all the time, in the run game, the pass game. Might have been a little early there, too, on that, but he'll test the waters against these receivers, especially the ones lined up in the slot.
He's the senior, but he will have a lot of young guys around him. At times, potentially 3 freshmen in the secondary tonight. It's 3rd and 10 for Franks. Play action, pressure coming. Franks, the backhanded flip for the first down. Inside the 30-yard line, Malik Davis. And what a play by Franks to keep it alive for 20. As Henderson had him wrapped up.
I said it early, be patient with this young man. He's starting to see the field. Step up to the pocket, it's not there. Look at the awareness, knowing where the check down is, get it to the running back in space. And I'll tell you what, now Davis, he's one of the more exciting players on the field today at the running back position.
Franks looks right, he'll throw left in the bubble to Powell. Down to the 24-yard line, tackled by Matabuke and a gain of 4. How about the impact players when the Gators have the ball?
Well, we talked about Davis and Powell, obviously. Dodson at linebacker and Watts at strong safety. These two players are combined 90 tackles, 14.5 TFLs, and 5 interceptions. They bring a lot to this defense.
Davis keeps those legs churning and picks up the first down. He dragged a couple of guys with him. It was Landis Durham who finally brought him down.
I can't believe this kid was a 3-star and nobody recruited him. Florida was the only big-time school. He's been the most fluent running back I've seen as a true freshman. Looks natural, humble as a person, and goes down there. He's a workhorse for this Florida Gator offense.
4th best freshman rusher in the country coming into the weekend is Malik Davis. This is the 10th play of the drive coming up. They got a fresh set of downs in the red zone. This is one of the issues for the Gators offense, Anthony. They haven't had many trips down here. In fact, this is just the 13th time all year.
You're right. They haven't been able to move the chains and get effective drives to put themselves in this scenario. They've been good when they've gotten down there, but again, they've got to find ways to finish drives.
Down here from my perspective in the end zone, you can really get a good look at Texas A&M's defensive front. They like to switch gaps. They never really line up the same way twice, which is very, very tough for a freshman quarterback.
On 2nd and 10. Good pursuit by A&M, and they're going to stuff Davis behind the line. That was Tyrel Dodson leading the way, the middle linebacker, their leading tackler this year.
I like the quick pass game that you're utilizing early. It might not be effective in getting you big yards, Beth, but what it does is it makes the defense aggressive. And then you go back to some of those pro-style pass concepts, and you start hitting some of them windows. Let's see if they take advantage of that as we move on to the game.
3rd and 8. They need the 7-yard line to keep the drive alive, and we've got a timeout and a flag as well.
Did they get the timeout in time?
Obviously a microphone issue with our referee, Hubert Owens, tonight.
See the tempo. This is something they've been talking about in the meetings, and they want to get better at. Coach McElwain preaching it early here in the first quarter.
Now they're back outside the 20 on 3rd and 13.
And we've seen on 3rd downs, Beth, the key receiver has been Powell, number 4, a favorite target, especially in this distance.
Here is Powell. Another receiver screen, the cut to the inside, and he's tripped up short of the first down marker as he falls forward to about the 12-yard line, a pickup of 8, so now a decision on 4th down, and they'll bring the kicking team out.
It's a heck of a drive, though. It's a good start, a lot of confidence. You see him get with his quarterback. He loves the tempo for sure.
Eddie Pinedo will come on here to try to get points on the board. 29 yards on the attempt for Eddie. And it's good. 3-0 Gators, the early lead tonight at the Swamp. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week. The 13-play, 63-yard drive and the field goal for Florida. Let's play a little stock down, stock up for the Gators. It started out with the preseason suspensions. They lost to Michigan in the opener. Stock went back up with the Hail Mary, and then the big win in the final minute against Kentucky as well. And then the stock went back down. The missed PAT, costly here last week against LSU. Good news for the Gators, however, is you win tonight, you got the bye, and then you've got Georgia. And if you beat the Dogs, you're right back in the driver's seat in the SEC East. Let's get an update from the studio. Thank you very much, Chris. That's big news for Miami. They will remain unbeaten and host the red-hot Syracuse Orange next week off that stunning upset of Clemson last night. Back to work here for A&M. Jamon Osborne, the true freshman from Houston and a teammate last year in high school of Kellen Mons with the 16-yard reception. Travion Williams in the backfield, another one of the young guys. A lot of underclassmen getting quality time for the Aggies. This is Williams weaving his way for a few. Rocky?
Beth, to open, you mentioned the uniforms and how the shade of the green in the pants and the shirt is a dead ringer to the field. It's especially apparent down here where I think that could be an issue is in zone coverage on defense. As those zone guys drop back, Kellen Mond is searching for an open window. That green, they may be able to hide in plain sight and make a big play tonight.
Very reminiscent of Boise in the blue jerseys on the Smurf turf. They are blending in here at the Swamp and the aptly named Swamp Green. This is Mon trying to run, and he'll slide maybe for a couple. He's going to bring up 3rd down.
And here's where he becomes dangerous in this 3rd, 5 and 6 area. When you pass rush him, you've got to press the pocket and don't leave any gaps open. Remember, he's a guy that's going to go 1, quick to 2, and then run the football. Florida Gators defense must be aware of this.
Mond looking to Christian Kirk, and he overthrew him, and it's 4th down. Again, Jordan Sherritt with some pressure on the stunt.
That's what they want to force Mond to do. They want him to be a passer. To be quite honest with you, that's what you want the young kids. Force them to make plays with their arms. Again, they press the pocket, not enough there to make him move around. Throws the ball over the receiver's head.
It's been a strong rushing game for A&M, but just 4 yards on the ground thus far tonight in their first couple of possessions. And that'll trickle out of bounds. The Gators back to work. When we return, it's 3-0 Florida. Future legend indeed. Oh yeah, she knows the way. Little Gator chomp as well at our tailgate. The ESPN app is a fan's best friend. Stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live at home or on the go to get access to all the scores, news, and highlights all year long. Download the ESPN app. I was just looking at mine and noticed that another top 10 team has gone down. LSU rallying to beat Auburn this afternoon. Been a wild couple of weeks, wild couple of days, with Clemson also losing last night, as well as Washington State, as Franks gets run out by Olaka.
And here's a perfect example of a learning experience. You're coming to the sidelines, nobody's open. Throw the ball out of bounds. Don't take a 4-yard loss. Watch him here. He's in the pocket, play action. He doesn't see anything open. When you get outside, the receiver's locked down, throw it out of bounds. Very simple. You don't lose 4 yards. Now you're in 2nd and 14. A tough play call here if you're a coordinator.
Was pretty solid on that opening drive. Went 6 for 8, 54 yards as he drove the Gators down the field. Had to settle for the field goal. This is LaMichael Pirine out to the 15. Taken down there. Kiki, one of the guys in on the stop, and it's 3rd down after the 5-yard pickup.
Talk about those inside guys. Big, strong, stout run stuffers. 2 NFL caliber players in number 88 and number 92.
And we talked with Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator for Florida. He said, we have to be able to handle those 2 defensive tackles tonight to have any success running the ball. In a passing situation here against a 5-man rush, incomplete. Franks threw that one at the feet of his intended receiver, John Hammond, and the punter will come out.
And you see the timing's not quite there. The one thing on film that you see is receivers and separation. Quarterback's got time. He wants to deliver the ball, but watch this. Is there separation by the receivers? He wants to trust it, but again, you've got to find ways to get out of your route and press off these young DBs of Texas A&M.
Johnny Hammond, the best punter for average in the country, will boot it away to the dangerous Christian Kirk. 5 career punt return touchdowns for the Aggies. And he will stay away from this one. Gators will touch it down at the 33, 51 yards on the boot. It's already been a wild ride for the Aggies. Of course, the stunning collapse in the opener at UCLA, falling to the Bruins. Then they come back, get the big overtime win at Jerry World to beat rival Arkansas, and the comeback win when they were in trouble against the Gamecocks, a couple of 4th-quarter scores to beat South Carolina by a touch. They gave Alabama all they could handle last weekend. Looking for a win to head into the bye week is Kevin Sumlin, and then the next 3 would be at home in front of the 12th man. Kellen Mond down the sideline, incomplete. Looking for Rashad Paul.
Guys, one player A&M has got to watch is 93, the defensive tackle, Taven Bryan. He's already doing a good job of getting some leverage and getting upfield and beating his man. He's a 500-pound bencher, an 800-pound squatter, and already having an impact here tonight.
Junior out of Casper, Wyoming. believe, Keith Ford who gets the call. Stuffed right in the middle after a couple of yards.
Yeah, Brocky's talking about Brian. His dad is a Navy SEAL, Beth. He actually goes home and trains with his dad, and he says the workouts are harder with his dad than they are here. This kid's a monster. They call him J.J. Watt of college football. They said he just goes. He's got a motor. He's a run stopper. He's got tremendous strength and a force to be reckoned with up front for these Aggies.
3rd and 8. Mond flushed, drops it off underneath. Damian Ratley a first down and more, all the way down to the Florida 35-yard line and a gain of 30.
What a story Damian Ratley is. This young man is a senior. This is his first year as a starter, playing special teams, waiting. All of a sudden he gets his chance, and they said there's been no better player to watch week in and week out, and who's earned the coaches raving about him than number 4, Ratley.
Junior college transfer was developed into a terrific leader for this offensive unit as Ford gets the carry. Keith, a couple of games of over 100 yards rushing. It's a team that's in the top 25 on the ground trying to help out their young quarterback. And one of the big things for the Aggies, they're getting opportunities, Anthony. They run the most plays per game in the Southeastern Conference at close to 80. This is Ford, lowers the shoulder. It's down inside the 30 and a gain of 3. Runs right into David Reese, the middle backer, who's the leading tackler for the Gators.
And you talked about that 1-2 combo in the backfield, lightning and thunder. Number 7, Ford is thunder. When this team's going, they get into those rushes. 47 rushes a game by this offense.
1 for 3 on 3rd down tonight. Kirk in motion.
Be careful of the movable piece, the quarterback, if the collapsing pocket happens.
Incomplete. Stepping in front of the receiver was Duke Dawson.
That's the matchup I want to see. I paid money to come to Florida Gator Aggies games to watch Duke Dawson and Christian Kirk go at each other, and this is great. You see the speed out of the break. You see Dawson look at the ball coming and knock it away. This is something we're going to watch all day. 2 high-impact players for both teams.
You actually do get a press pass, by the way, if you want to.
For free.
Save your money, but duly noted. Daniel LaCamera, career-long 52-yarder against Bama last week. This one's from 47 to try and tie it. And he's got the leg, and it's good. LaCamera evens it at 3, Aggies and Gators. A little SEC football for you on a Saturday night in the Swamp. The Aggies moving it downfield to tie it with the field goal from LaCamera. That was offensive lineman Connor Lanphier taking care of a bloody nose. These two teams looking for a big win to take with them into their off week as we move into the second half of the regular season. Gators will bring it out. 25 yards on that return.
Yeah, look at that smile. I want to show you the last 3rd down, Beth. When you watch this Florida Gator team, watch Brandon Powell. Now, he went to the right on this pass because he sees an inside slot and a safety covered. Now, pause it right there. Watch this. He's going to run right through. Nobody carries the receiver here. Now, he makes the right move to go to the outside, but those are the explosive plays and the mishaps in the communication by the Aggies defense. They'll come back and say that on film on the sidelines. Maybe come back to that again, looking right and coming back left late.
Franks did not see Powell. He was throwing right. And it's 1st and 10 for the Gators. And approaching 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And the pitch to the left, Malik Davis out across the 30.
Yeah, I see a lot of growth with this young man, and you see again, the one thing that's glaring for all the fans that watch his team is the tempo. You see him getting up to the line, getting guys set, and he talked about it. I spoke to him in practice. He said, I'm going to speed it up. I got to get things moving and flowing to get this offense going.
And hand it off. They'll run it up the middle, and close to the first down is Davis. Yeah, the coaching staff was talking to us about Felipe Franks. They said tying his feet and his eyes together out there is something they've been working on as he continues to improve.
And situational football, right? Down the down, Beth. What do you need? If it's 3rd and 3, look for the 4-yard pass. Don't try to keep your eyes and keep on a receiver running deep. Just finding the different things and understanding the play ahead.
They need one right here to move the chains, and the Aggies get to Davis in the backfield. Tyrel Dodson able to cut him down, and it looks like the spot will be about a half a yard short.
It's going to be close. We'll bring a measurement. Our yellow line isn't official, but again, it looks like it'll be slightly short. And again, you try to run it up the middle, it's going to be tough. You see Felipe Franks saying, you know, he wants to go on a 4th down, but you're pinned back too far here to take that chance.
So the Gators will have to punt it away, and another opportunity here for Christian Kirk. We're going to measure just to be sure. And as we suspected, big stuff there by A&M, short yardage. Armani Watts was another guy along with Dodson. Very disruptive.
And if you're the Gator punter right now, you better have directional punting. Don't kick it in the middle. Could be a problem if you do.
Kirk with the fair catch at the 27-yard line, 39 yards on that punt. Next weekend on Saturday Night Football, presented by Walmart. How about Big Ten country? How about undefeated Penn State and the Michigan Wolverines? It'll be a whiteout in Happy Valley next Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. Also streaming live on your ESPN app. Saquon Barkley and company getting back to work for Penn State, number 3 in the nation. And with Clemson's loss in our AT&T college football rankings, a chance for Penn State to move up a spot. Alabama with the early lead over Arkansas. Georgia, Missouri tonight. Travion Williams hammered to the turf there. C.C. Jefferson hit him high.
C.C. Jefferson's been a very productive defensive end for this team. Coach says he's the most consistent player. You can move him inside with his size and keep him on the outside in the pass rush situation. Really so much depth across the board up front for these Gators.
Aggies trying to get off one more play before the quarter break. Mond on 2nd and 8. Checks it down, and it's dropped out in the flat by Williams.
And he takes a shot. You know, that's the thing. You might not get him in the sack, but if you can hit the quarterback time in and time out, Jefferson there gets a shot on him. Now, I'd like to see a little more movement, Beth. The one thing we've seen him so far in this game is try to be a pocket passer.
Yeah.
When I watch the film, he needs to get out of the pocket. That's where he's most dangerous.
Guys, so far tonight from the defensive front, we've seen the defensive ends pinch inside, the defensive tackles looping outside. It cancels the inside gaps and still allows them to hold the edge.
4-man pressure. Mond on the move. And down he goes at the 32-yard line. Taven Bryan leading the charge, and it's 4th down as the quarter comes to a close. Defensive battle so far tonight in the Swamp. The Gators and the Aggies looking for a win to take with them into their bye weeks. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Tonight in the Swamp, even at 3. We get set to kick off the second quarter. Taco Bell is a proud partner of the College Football Playoff. Be on the lookout for Taco Bell student sections and passionate fans like these at games all season long. A couple of field goals and a defensive struggle thus far tonight. Texas A&M. Not a whole lot of trips to the Sunshine State. You got to go back to World War II, actually, the last time they won a game in the state of Florida. Shane Trapuka trying to punt it away to Brandon Powell. And the fair catch for Powell in the swamp green uniforms tonight. What does one of the all-time Gator greats think about it? This was Tim Tebow earlier today on SportsCenter on the new unis.
We put long arms on him. We put Tim's little head on him. Looks like the character from Beetlejuice.
That is a horrible looking body. That is awful. That is awful. Why are my arms so long? Listen, I love that they're trying. I love that they're bringing something new. So we'll see what happens when they take the field today.
I'll tell you why they put the long arms on him, because he's trying to get those outside pitches playing minor league ball, and he can't reach them, so they're trying to help him out, Beth, in baseball. Come on, man.
Oh, you're not impressed with the .226 batting average this summer?
Hey, man.
8 home runs.
You got to step into those outside pitches. Those arms are going to help him.
Showed a little power in the minors.
I think Tebow's main gripe was that the arms weren't big enough, like the biceps. He's got them cannons going, man. He wanted them to show up a little bit bigger.
Well, we saw it on his under uniform. That suit looked like he was going to rip out of it. He looked like the Hulk.
Right.
His guns are coming out.
He had the medium suit on.
Medium, yeah.
Look at that. That's some long arms.
That's some reach. That's some reach right there. Beth Bowens, Anthony Beck, Rocky Boyman with you tonight in Gainesville. 2nd and 7 for Florida in those one-and-done uniforms, which we should mention have been a hit with the players and a lot of the other Gator athletes. A toss for first down, but we've got a flag down behind the line of scrimmage. Stands as a gain of 12 right here.
So no foul for an eligible receiver downfield.
And so that will move the chains. How about a check with Chris Cotter in the studio?
All right, bedtime for our AT&T field pass, and Alabama is sticking with the traditional garb, and Damian Harris, look at this run. You're not going to bring him down. That's his second touchdown of the day. It's already 17-0 tied on ESPN.
They are going to be tough to catch in the SEC West. Texas A&M gave them a handful last weekend. And for the Aggies, and they're faithful, of course, every game so far this year has come down to the finish. As Goolsby picks up another first down, trying to utilize their tight ends a little more.
I begged Doug Nussmeier to say, listen, I challenge you, throw the ball to the tight ends. Last year, Goolsby and Lewis had 10 total. This year had 10 total catches. 56 last year. These guys got to be part of it. When you talk about pro-style offenses, tight ends are an important part of that. These guys have been blocking all year long. You got to let them release and make some plays in the passing game.
Let's see if your pep talk worked. They still don't have a receiving touchdown yet from their tight ends this year. They'll go back to the ground, and Pirine, who, yes, by the way, is a relative of Samaji, the former running back at Oklahoma. He gains 5 there.
He runs like him, too. Quick, elusive, gets downhill, and he's able to make a couple guys miss. A little different style than Davis. Davis is a downhill, one cut, and beat you with speed up the middle. Really a nice 1-2 punch for this Gator offense.
37 rushing yards now for Florida. Right back to him, slashing his way for another first down. Olaco with the tackle, but they'll move the sticks again.
One thing with this Texas A&M defense is tackles for loss and sacks. They're one of the best in the country. Dodson, Olaco, all these guys have been able to get back there and make plays in the backfield. So far, Gators done a nice job of preventing that.
Off the play action and the rollout. Frank's in trouble. Gets away. Rifles one deep to the end zone. It is caught by the Texas A&M DB. Did he stay in bounds? It's Armani Watts.
Question is, did he catch it cleanly?
Yes.
We'll watch this. A heck of an effort if it is. Not quite sure what Franks is seeing here. Double coverage. See him bring the ball in. Does he have control? Again, I don't know if it's moving when he starts turning his body. This might be a better view, Beth.
Ruling on the field is an interception.
Again, I still can't tell if the ball moved. And remember, this could be a better
Ruling
angle.
on the field was an interception by the defense for a touchback. The previous play is under further review.
Boy, I think that's a catch.
Well,
I think that's a catch. We'll take a break and have the answer for you when we come back. The interception stands. It's the 4th of the year for Armani Watts.
Great athletic ability, way to hold that in. But watch this. There just is a design delay throwback. Watch the tight end. He's trying to go back door, but because Olaka, number 42, pressures him outside, he changes his vision. Now he throws it into double coverage. Why? It's first down. Get the ball out of bounds. Live to see another day. The trials and tribulations of a young quarterback, Beth.
And a good job by Olaka to bust that up. And the Aggies will give it right back. Mon throws the interception to Jawan Taylor.
Beth, we're talking literally the same exact situation, except without movement. Kellen Mond is trying to go down the field to his wide receivers. Let this run out. Watch him catch the ball. He's going to eyeball this the entire time down the middle. Throws it right into double coverage, gets an interception. Poor play now. Both quarterbacks with some poor opportunities. And
yeah, you mentioned Anthony, but that's the thing for young quarterbacks is when to live the fight another day. And I thought coming into those two plays, both quarterbacks tonight have done a good job of taking what the defense gives them, but on those two plays there.
Now it's back to Felipe Franks. Gators from their own 25. Lewis is the motion man, the tight end. The fake pitch. And this is the other tight end, Goolsby, hammered down by Dodson. Rocky?
And this is what I've loved about Felipe Franks tonight is the quick passing game. What I love about it is it allows the quarterback to get into the flow of the game, get him some confidence. Haven't seen that coming in tonight's game, but now it looks like we have an A&M defender, Watts, maybe hurt here.
And that is Armani Watts, who just had the interception. He is the senior in a very young defensive backfield. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week. And this just a moment ago, Armani Watts actually got hit, took a stinger, it looked like, from his own guy in a collision trying to make the tackle. In a 3-3 game here in Gainesville.
They see Dunning, number 8, hits him in that rib area. Again, we'll see. He's under that tent right now, but this is a big loss because he is the playmaker, the heart and soul, the oldest player on the team. These DBs need him out there. They look up to him. Now they'll have even more youth in the backside.
Anthony, how about 4 true freshmen in the secondary right now? They will keep it on the ground, out across the 30, a gain of 3. Going to be 3rd down and short. There's one of those guys, Miles Jones, at 6'4", as tall as they come. 18 new guys have played for the Aggies already this season.
And guys, right now, if I'm Florida's offense, I'm going to try to see what those 2 freshman safeties are made of. I'm going to go up top, something in the middle to see how well they know their coverage.
And without Tyree Cleveland, who's that guy going to be? Because they haven't had a lot of success down the field with anybody else except number 89, who's not on the field.
And we got a timeout here by Florida, their first. Tim McElwain wants to talk about that 3rd and 3. Now in his third season with the Gators, 16 league wins. That's second to Alabama since Jim arrived. And that includes, of course, the back-to-back SEC East Division crowns and trips to the title game. How about the decision-making so far for Felipe?
Yeah, you know, I think early on, I saw a guy that's moved the tempo and got this team really moving around, but he runs out of bounds here when he should have threw the ball outside, would have not gotten him a -4. And then here's the pick. Again, it's first down. You're making him run down into the field, and you throw it into double coverage and you get an interception. Again, both quarterbacks have made mistakes, but they've been costly now, back and forth. Turnovers will not help two teams that are trying to spark their offense.
On their opening drive, when they kicked the field goal, Franks converted both of their third downs, but they are 0-3 since then. Line to gain is the 35. Goolsby gonna have to work for it, and he won't get it. Well done by one of those rookies. Tucker with the stop, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Tucker's the one that's came in and replaced Watts. He made 2 nice tackles. And sometimes as a tight end, when you come out on these routes, get your depth and work yourself up the field. The ball's a little thrown behind, makes Goolsby turn around inside, but Tucker on the spot to make the big stop.
Tucker will stay in as a special teamer. Townsend again to punt it in the direction of Kirk, but he doesn't want it to be too close, and he's going to chase Kirk all the way back inside the 10. They've got Christian boxed in, and he gets out of it and works his way back out to the 10-yard line.
Interesting decision here. This is a perfect punt. This is what you want your punter to do, kick it in the corner, and Kirk obviously could have possibly let that go. It might have bounced in the end zone or out of bounds. Nifty enough to at least get it back to the 10, a spot where you're supposed to catch the punt from a punter and nowhere behind that.
And something we may see more of as the night progresses, Anthony, with both offenses struggling, playmakers trying to take chances to make plays. For this Aggie offense, just 61 total yards so far, and 30 of those came on one pass play to Damian Ratley. Mond will keep, and Mond will run into trouble. Duke Dawson throws him for a loss.
I like Kellen Mond running the football in a pass situation first. I feel like when you can get outside of the run downs and you get some of them linebackers and DBs and safeties pulling away, now he's got some areas to run the football.
And Duke Dawson, he's high on the list for these NFL scouts, but another thing they love about him besides his coverage is he can come up in the run game and fill. That was a nice play.
He's lined up in the inside over Christian Kirk.
False start.
False start. Offense, number 77. Half the distance to the goal. Still 2nd down.
Well, one of the problems that you guys have been talking about, the lack of the run game right now. So Florida ready to rock as Mond is just 2 of 8 through the air. They are turning the youngster into a throwing quarterback, which was their intention coming in.
Only 14 yards rushing for Texas A&M. Yep. That's not a recipe for success for this young team.
Kirk on the move from inside their own 5. On the ground. Williams able to break a tackle and then collared and tossed down at the 9 by Dawson, who's making plays all over the place.
And Dawson does a great job. Christian Kirk misses his block. He's right in front of Dawson, and he doesn't go and attack him. Would have been a big play. Now the question is, was this a horse collar tackle? Remember with the new rule, if it's anywhere close to the area, that looked like he had his left hand tucked behind and one on the side. Could have easily been called.
3rd down. Mond shovels it forward, ball is out. And it's scooped back up by Williams, who will run for it.
It's an incomplete.
And it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, if he flicks it forward, obviously the players are running around, but Are they calling that a underneath?
They might be calling it possession and a fumble.
They might have to check that one. I don't know about that, Beth. If he flicks it forward on a shovel pass and it's dropped immediately, that's an incomplete
Ruling on the
pass.
field was a fumble. The previous play is under further review.
Now that'll be the difference, obviously. If he has full possession, takes a step, and then it comes out, it's different. Here's the flick. To me, he never has possession. That's just me, and that's slow motion too. That's not full motion, so. It's followed again, shovel pass. Yeah, again, yeah. Now, I'll tell you, the Florida Gators could have grabbed that and potentially picked that off, but that's going to come back as an incomplete pass. Shouldn't take too long. Surprising, they couldn't see this cleanly on the field. It looks like he's actually, that's what it was. The referee saw him from the back, and when it delayed for that second, it seemed like maybe he had brought it in where he really didn't have control of it yet.
A replay official is not Jim McElwain, although he's playing the role right there.
We got a guy yelling, you got a timeout.
It is Gerald Hodges upstairs, but McElwain will gladly fill the position right now.
The 4 coaches grinding that referee right there. Holy smokes. This is great. What a shot. Look, I love that. You know, that's good. You know, he's able to kind of take a step back and breathe and smile there.
That was Freddie Swain with the massage there for the head coach.
After review, the ruling is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down on the 11-yard line. Please reset the game clock, 8:38.
So this play is going to come back, but during the discussions with McElwain and the referee on this sideline, Kevin Sumlin goes to the referee and says, hey, well, what about that horse collar earlier? So both these coaches are trying to get in the ears of these officials.
You're right, it could have easily been called on that play, Rocky. Ham was in the back there. Referee decided not to call it.
And meanwhile, Kellen Mond is just 1 for his last 7 throws, and that includes an interception. Trapuka here out of the end zone. Powell on the run, and we'll stay away from it, and it's down at the 36. Chris Cotter has a score update for us. We're glad you said that, Chris, instead of Anthony. He's sweating just thinking about saying that name. Around the SEC earlier today, South Carolina, big road win over Tennessee. LSU rallied. They were down 23-7, and they stunned number 10 Auburn down in Death Valley. And Ole Miss gets the win over Vandy. Of course, Gator fans in the East keeping a close eye on that Georgia score tonight. They are a game behind the Dogs. Gators have won the last 2 division titles. Franks, down he goes. The top sacking team in the Southeastern Conference gets another one. It's Michael Clemens, their 2nd of the night.
And they'll roll multiple players. Literally, they got about 15 to 16 different players that roll in. Watch 95 here. A little something into the neck real quick. And you're going to get that, unfortunately, with cameras now. We can see that in my heyday when there was only 2 cameras. You couldn't see any of that stuff, Beth.
We didn't think you were on TV that much, Anthony. 2nd and 12. And it's Pirine stuffed at the line. Armani Watts, number 23, as you just saw there, is back on the field. Good news for the Aggie defense as he teamed up with Dodson and Alaka.
Yeah, good to see. He's tough as it comes now. And you see him, he's still kind of holding that rib area. He's playing through some pain right now, but mentally he goes out there and blocks it out when it's his chance to make a play.
Gators are 0 for their last 4 attempts on 3rd down.
Maybe utilize a screen or something quick here, Beck.
Franks, couple of pumps, the ricochet, and it's caught by one of the offensive linemen, TJ McCoy. And a flag is down, and it's 4th down.
Surprised he knew what to do with that after it came in his hands, man. What an athlete, 59. Now, it was tipped. If he threw it directly to him first, that's what they're going to talk about here.
Let's see, does this come off a ricochet, or who hits this first?
They tried to run a screen. Texas A&M does a great job. It ricochets off the defender.
Kiki.
And McCoy, actually, he can catch that ball, and he's good to go. Now, if it was clean, that's a heck of a job getting up the field by the big guy, too.
Illegal touching. Number 59 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
I thought the ball was tipped by number 88, Kiki.
Well, the catch was not enough for the first down. The irony here is this could end up helping the Gators if they get another opportunity on 3rd down if they convert it, albeit they got a ways to go.
Well, regardless, it was a great play by the Aggies defensive line.
Yeah.
They did forcing the running back not to get open in space because they wanted to try to run the screen pass. So what do you call now? That's the issue for this team. I think they're still talking about this.
I think one thing Florida should consider here is some
Tipped by the offense,
after the call,
which resulted in an illegal touching. The previous play is under further review.
Yeah, they thought it was tipped by an offensive player. TJ McCoy was trying to convince Kiki, hey man, fess up. Fess up, that was you that tipped that one. More when we come back. And Anthony Beck, you were absolutely correct on this call.
If it's tipped by the defense, which it was shown there that he did, the referee didn't see it. This is Johnny on the spot. It's a live ball. McCoy does a nice job tracking it. Now let's watch him run the football. I think that's the most important thing. This guy caught the ball low, tucks it, and still able to go upfield. Almost stiff arms. That might be the toughest tackle of the day for number 26 on that one. Pretty impressive.
4th and 5, and they force the punt. Kirk checks and then waves. And again, they will be buried back inside their 10 after the 50-yard punt. So it is the swamp green uniforms for the Florida Gators tonight. Well loved by the players. How about some other notable uniforms throughout the years? This is, of course, Florida tonight with the sound effects. Oregon had the yellow socks and shoes to match their duck unis. Don't get stung by Roethlisberger and the Steelers B uniforms. And how about the Broncos? Thank you very much, Mr. Horse. Those were their throwback unis. That's actually to save money. They bought those mustard and brown uniforms when the franchise first got things started. Frank Trapuka, Shane's grandfather, the punter for the Aggies. Big star for the Broncos as Mond has to jump on it after the bad snap down at the 1-yard line and a loss of 8.
Mond has kind of been a little lethargic the last few series. I saw him run the football. Didn't look like he was all going full speed. And then here, obviously it's a poor snap. He just took his eye off of it. Got to be able to pull that in. Can only fall on it. Advantage Florida. This is a tough spot to be in now. The noise will be high. Look for him to hand it off to number 7, their big running back.
Keith Ford out to the 4, Rocky.
Guys, down here in this corner of the end zone, it is extremely loud as the play starts to build up. So we talked about it before the game. Concentration and communication is going to be an issue down in this area of the field for Mond.
Kevin Sumlin assured us yesterday that Kellen Mond was ready for this environment.
Yeah, had him on the call, and I thought, you know, this was going to be a tough situation for him. His first true road game. Coach said, no, we're good to go. We played in multiple environments. Right now, showing it's been a tough day for him so far.
They'll run it with Ford to the 6. Picked up a couple there. And not much doing as they were buried deep again by the punt. It's 4th down.
And what that does now, Beth, is it changes field position. You get this punt out and you get some type of return or a fair catch, potentially inside the 50 in your territory. In Texas A&M territory could be impressive.
You know, we mentioned Frank Trapuka and his grandson Shane on the punt from out of the end zone again. Powell around midfield, a flag immediately after the kick. It's down in A&M territory around the 42-yard line, but a flag down after just a 39-yard punt. This flag came from way back behind Powell at midfield. McElwain saying, hey, wait a second, they may have to kick this again.
During the kick, holding, number 2 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's going to be Brad Stewart with the hold. Well, this week on Monday Night Football, the Indianapolis Colts are in Tennessee to take on the Titans. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN with Monday Night Countdown served up by Applebee's. And then the game follows at 8:15, featuring former Gator quarterback Jacoby Brissett. It's the Boyman Bowl. Rocky's played for both these franchises.
Yeah, Beth, when I was with the Colts, our quarterback was pretty good compared to the one they got right now. I like Jacoby Brissett, but that guy number 18 was pretty good.
Well, you got to pick one. Who's it going to be, Rocky?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, Steve McNair was a good quarterback I played with the Titans as well, but that 18 guy, they got a statue out in front of that building with him for that says something.
You're deflecting the question. Pick a winner in the game. That's what I want to hear.
I'm going to go with the Titans. I'm going to go with the Titans. I think Derrick Henry, they get him more involved in that game. I think with that powerful offensive line, they get it done. Titans.
By the way, it was Frank Tripucka who allowed Manning to wear his number 18 jersey in Denver. Malik Davis runs for a first down. What do you have for us, Chris Cotter? Well, Missouri trying to mess things up a bit in the SEC East as Franks runs for the first down, shoved out inside the 30.
Boy, he went quick to the left, tried to get a slant. Was this a design run? No, this is a heads-up job by the running back Davis to be a lead blocker. And look at the little swagger here on the end by number 13, Franks. Getting into this game. Watch his boom. He stares him down a little bit. I like the fact they're coming and running the football, whether that was a design run or not. I was thinking the same thing. If I'm a coordinator, start establishing the run game now in Aggie territory.
16 yards on that gain. They're going to run it. Davis off the left side, spins his way down to the 21-yard line.
Tempers flaring. The big left tackle, 6'5", 315, Martez Ivy. I don't know how much I'd be pushing him around. Guy's got some long arms.
They had 6 offensive linemen on that last play, and they've also used linebacker slash fullback R.J. Raymond.
And we got a wildcat situation right now with Massey, number 9.
He will keep Andre Massey. Going to be about a yard shy of the marker and a gain of 3.
Remember, number 17, Kadarius Toney, is out. He is the wildcat specialist for this team. A lot of big plays. Being he's not in tonight, he'll adjust and make those adjustments in the red zone, showing in the wildcat situation.
3rd and 1. They have converted on their red zone drives this year, but have only been in there 12 times. They entered again once tonight, had to settle for a field goal. Franks, short, actually thrown for a loss. Buddy Johnson got him.
And again, he's got this passer mentality. Now listen, number 80, the tight end Lewis, he falls down. He's waiting for him to come out. He doesn't come out. Now you got to become a runner, Beth. You need 1 yard to get the first down and doesn't get up the field.
3rd sack for A&M, a timeout for Florida. In the SEC, a little something new, the Gator Walk Village that gets set up midweek and gets ready for the Gator Walk on game day outside of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. A 3-day setup to get ready for the guys as they make their entrance. And in a 3-3 game, 2:04 to go in the half, Florida setting up to go for it on 4th down. Stuffed short, but there were whistles prior to the snap on the run by Pirine.
Not sure what. Give an explanation.
Please reset the game clock. 2 minutes and 4 seconds. It'll be 4th down. The ready for play never blew. 4th down.
They get another chance. Coach Sumlin is not happy about that because it looked like the Aggies had stopped them short.
They did.
Coach McElwain's going to get another chance now. 4th and 1. Maybe 1.5, Beth. They might run the same play, Beth, to the left side out of the bunch.
And now another whistle and a timeout, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. It's their first timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
Let's check in again with Chris Cotter.
All right, Beth, Outback halftime reports coming your way in just a little bit. How about LSU? They beat Florida last week, and then they do a number on Auburn this week. We'll have highlights of that one. Plus, the Red River rivalry lived up to its reputation today, and rapid-fire highlights in the no huddle. It's all coming up. A lot to get to on the Outback halftime report. Jonathan Vilma and Coach Kelly, we'll see you then.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. We're getting close to 2 minutes to go in the half. After struggling on 3rd down a week ago against LSU, now 7 for 10 so far in this first half for Florida, but the defenses have ruled the day.
They really have. 2 turnovers, 1 on each side, and then Texas A&M's offense has not been able to generate over 100 yards. Big play now for Florida's offense. Can they get this 4th down conversion to move the chains and potentially get themselves on the board?
And big, of course, from the Texas A&M standpoint. They thought they had the 4th down stop, but there was a whistle before the snap, so they'll go again on 4th and 1 from the 17. Quick out of the huddle, quick with the snap, the pitch, the run right, and they've got the yardage with LaMichael Pirine.
Yeah, they got up to the line quick. Beth tried to get the snap off before the Aggies lined up. Worked to their advantage. Get up to the line of scrimmage, set it up. Good push on the right side, getting the yardage. But remember, go back in time. They got a second chance at that when the referees didn't have it set.
Pirine up the middle. Darts to the outside, breaks a tackle, into the end zone. Touchdown Gators on a 15-yard run. What an effort by LaMichael Pirine.
2 of the more dynamic backs, sophomore Pirine, freshman Davis. They're 2 special players for Florida.
On a converted second chance, 4th down to keep the drive alive. They score on 7 plays in just under 3 minutes and able to utilize the short field thanks to the punt that buried Texas A&M deep. PAT is good, 10-3 Florida.
Gonna get it outside. Look at the blocking. Tight ends locked in. Opportunities to make tackles. Texas A&M misses one, and then Watts is not able to come downhill and bring some force. And this is just will and determination. Watch Pirine here. Pulled, maybe a face mask. Run throughs another blocker, carries Watts. Just an impressive individual effort.
And I liked how when they overloaded those sides, they went up and they snapped the ball quick. A couple other times early this year, they would overload a side or they would shift the formation. They would allow the defense to get back in and get their cleats set in the ground. The quicker tempo, I think, just allowed a little bit of enough room to not let those defenders get set, and that enabled the touchdown, the big run.
And Anthony, your tight ends didn't get their touchdown catch, but boy, did they clear the way for P. Ryan on that one. Both Ciante Lewis and DeAndre Goldsby.
They both go about 235 pounds. You wouldn't think they'd be good blockers, but that's all they've done to help generate a run game and extra pass protection for this Florida Gator offense.
Can Kirk make a play as a touchdown on a kick return against Arkansas? No chance on that one. Allstate is proud to be a part of the team that comes together to do good by contributing to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds. The defensive battle, and how about the job for the Gator D thus far? A&M, remember, they had one pass play good for 30 yards. Just 61 total here in the first half. None this quarter, Rocky.
And it can't be understated the great job the Florida's defense has done eliminating the escapability, the run lanes for Kellen Mond. But I've seen these guys 100 times in my career. It only takes one. They got to do that job for all 4 quarters.
1 yard rushing for Mond, and he flips it to Williams. Ball out late. Williams says he was down anyways.
Might have been down, but now we have a minute and 24 seconds. Clock's running. The young quarterback has to get this offense set. Maybe use his legs here with this spread out look.
Against the 4-man pressure, Mond will get the first down with his legs, but this may be coming back with a hold. There was a takedown around the quarterback.
Holding, offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, second down.
That's a killer right there. You get a nice play. We just talked about the quarterback, his ability to run. Now you get pressed back to number 77. Right here, your left guard. Kick set, and he's getting pushed back. It's a great job by Jordan Sherritt driving him back.
Might have had a hold on the other side as well there as Martin took down Jefferson. Now it's 2nd and 11.
Clock is running too here, Beth.
Mond will give to Williams. Stays on his feet in the backfield once and twice and gets out of bounds to stop the clock as Taven Bryan missed him.
93. Bryan just shoots through. And literally, remember, folks, interior lineman, nobody blocks him. I mean, he's arguably one of the best D tackles on the team, comes free, almost makes it an ugly run for A&M.
3rd down and 7. Florida, by the way, does have a timeout. If A&M can't convert, Mond out of the backfield. Williams, can they keep him in bounds? No. He's shoved out by Duke Dawson, but that will stop the clock with 39 seconds to go and force a 4th and 1.
They're going to have to punt this away, and it's a heck of a job by Florida and their defense. The penalty obviously helped, but you're seeing the effort up front, the tackling, the speed, and some guys starting to grow up a bit, especially Gardner there. Sophomore strong safety. He's playing banged up today, Beth, making a tackle from behind.
Fair catch. And Powell got a hand on it, so he had to track it down back at the 5 in a 56-yard punt. We'll kick off your Week 6 of the NFL with Sunday NFL Countdown. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, Randy Moss ranks the best catches from today's college football action in the latest edition of You Got Mossed. Sunday NFL Countdown tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern on ESPN. How about the first half for LaMichael Pirine so far? 9 carries, 47 yards, Anthony.
Yeah, backs are coming on. Pirine is definitely setting the tempo. Obviously coming downhill. He's really good on the perimeter. We saw him on that touchdown run, just making plays. Trust me, as the defense is trying to tackle him, guess who's sitting in the background for fresh legs? Number 20, Malik Davis. Watch for this combination here in the second half.
Davis is in the backfield. Just 28 seconds to go. They'll run it with Malik. And he's got a first down and momentarily stop the clock to move the chains. Gain of 11.
And you see they're trying to hurry up. The ball's flopping around. This might take him out of an opportunity. Has to get set, though, on the first down. Let's see how much risk they take here. Try to get another big run.
They will run it. And a lot of room up the middle. Into Texas A&M territory.
Get you a timeout here.
And it gets, you're already in Felipe Frank's range if you're thinking about a Hail Mary. We've already seen it once before. And now a flag down after the play.
Oh, this will be it.
A lot of chatter going on.
Yeah, guys need to get back in the huddle here.
Ball right now is at the Aggie 46-yard line.
What's going on? I mean, we got some
dead ball after the play. There were 2 fouls. Unsportsmanlike offense number 59. Unsportsmanlike defense number 23. Those penalties canceled. That's their first unsportsmanlike contact foul on number 59 and number 23.
Center TJ McCoy and DB Armani Watts. Gain of 32 will stand.
He's right here coming from behind. He's going to hit Watts late.
Franks incomplete, looking for the sideline.
Oh, and we had a little bit of a late hit on the quarterback in the back here. Let's check this out, see if it was late. But no flag. See if the ball comes out. He got blocked into him.
Yeah.
He got blocked into him.
So we saw Franks win the Tennessee game with the Hail Mary. That was what, 67 yards? He threw that one in the air. This one will be shorter than that.
Well, you know,
if they have to go there.
If they can get a quick out route, get out of bounds, other than that, they'll have to go deep.
Franks looking downtown. Intercepted by Tucker. Did he get the feet down?
He knocked it. The ball knocked out.
Knocked it out of bounds, and that will take care of the first half as the clock expires. Halftime in the Swamp. The Gators will get it to start out the third. They have the 10-3 lead. Let's get you to the studio for the Outback Steakhouse halftime report.
You're watching Dos Equis Tailgate Week.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. College football Saturday night primetime here at the Swamp. The Florida Gators leading Texas A&M 10-3. The Gators set to receive to open up this third quarter. And we welcome you back to Gainesville. Beth Mullins along with Anthony Becht. Rocky Boyman is with us as well. The 2 young quarterbacks, their first taste of a little night football in the SEC. Kellen Mond and Texas A&M held to just 2 first downs in that first half.
Yeah, you know, I think for him, he needs a little bit of a confidence boost. Not a lot of completions. Get the ball out of his hands. I know Coach Sumlin's trying to get something for him. But on the flip side, Felipe Franks started off hot. Then they got the running game cranking a little bit to support him. But they haven't scored many points. Only down 1 touchdown, Beth, after only producing 80 yards for Texas A&M.
How about the job that the Florida D has done thus far?
It all starts up front. This defensive line has hit the quarterback, been able to beat offensive linemen and affect what they're trying to do. Stuff in the run with extra players in the backfield, relentless effort across the board, and then when it's time to make a play in coverage, that's a matchup right there. Duke Dawson and Christian Kirk I'm anxious to see in the second half what the adjustments will be for Texas A&M.
Just 19 yards rushing for A&M in that first half. They come in averaging over 200 per game on the ground. And it's the Florida offense that's out there to start out this second half with Malik Davis in at tailback. And he will get the call out across the 30. Rocky?
Yeah, Beth, I was able to catch up with both coaches. Jim McElmain was very adamant. He said, look, our run game is going. We now got to get the play-action pass off of it. And for Kevin Sumlin, his real concern is getting Kellen Mond cranked up. He said Florida, as we've seen, is dropping that extra safety down in the box, taking care of the scramblers. They got to find a way to cut him loose.
Mond just 4 completions and 1 yard rushing in that first half. On second down, the give again is to Davis, and he's taken down for a loss by Otaro Alaka. Junior out of Houston, who leads the SEC with tackles for loss, and he'll pick up another one right there.
See Alaka stuff to run. Number 74, Johnson wraps around, not able to get him. He dips underneath, makes a nice play in the backfield. Forces a 3rd down and 6 opportunity.
On 3rd and 5, out to the 35. Let's see where they mark his forward progress. That was Brandon Powell, and Alaka had the coverage. Powell may have been hurt on the play, and the spot is going to be right at the line to gain.
This is going to be close.
Actually, now the spot looks like it's going to be a half a yard behind the 35. Short.
See, this is the thing. You got to get your depth so that you're already at the 1st down marker. Now, it looks like the ball is past the yellow line. Now, remember, the yellow line is just a guide, but that looks a lot closer than maybe this spot right now that they have by the referees.
Keep in mind, too, for Florida moving forward, they are already without, of course, the suspended Antonio Callaway and the injured Kadarius Toney, 2 of their top playmakers. And Tyree Cleveland has also been limited tonight. And now Powell is down.
Alaka showing up again here with a violent tackle on Powell. Glad to see him up. But again, they got to get him back on the field because, again, Beth, you're lacking some star power right now on offense.
And as it stands, it's 4th and 1.
And again, I thought that mark was a little bit closer to the 35 than they had it placed.
They got the offense getting ready to head back out there on 4th down from their own 34.
Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to come out of here really fast. This is a risk here at the 34-yard line. Maybe they try to draw them off sides, but this is going to be a close one.
They'll shift the 2 tight ends and the fullback to the right.
Yeah, they're going to try to draw them. They're going to get the quarterback.
Left game, number 13 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah, again, I don't know, Beth. I thought the spot was off.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like the ball, when Powell caught it, was past the 35-yard line, or at least on it. And we'll see it again. Check it out here. Here's the football right there. It just looks a lot closer than the mark.
They almost got to the punter. This will get nowhere near Kirk, and it's out of bounds, and a chance for A&M to get set up with good field position. See where they mark this out of bounds. It looks like it's around the 43-yard line. Is this going to be the 12th man, number 12?
It was close.
It was. That's Cullen. Gillespie. Just a 28-yard punt.
If he lays out, he could have taken that right off the foot. Looks like he kind of tried to run through it. You never know on special teams when you're going to be the free guy. You got to be prepared to lay out and take it off that foot.
He had the punt block last week against Alabama. Almost got another one there. So let's see the adjustments now for the run game and for Kellen Mond to try and get the true freshman from San Antonio going.
Well, if it's going to go pass, it's going to be tight windows with this man-to-man coverage across the board.
Mond delivers the first down throw to Cam Buckley, all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Cam Buckley's on top of their best corner in the slot. Duke Dawson, good protection. You see him, he's able to come outside, get some separation. It's a nice job by the true freshman, 6'2", 190 pounds.
33-yard hookup. Trying to churn it out with Williams, and he's tossed aside by Jefferson.
Well, you remember last week, the outside was where the damage was by LSU. And now they have that contained player. Watch Jefferson stick his hands out. He's the contained defender, able to be on the spot and make the tackle.
Tell you what, Texas A&M is going to have a tough time running laterally and outrunning the speed of this Florida defense. There's a reason why all the coaches come down here to recruit, because of all the speed.
Loss of 5. Mond gonna try and get it all back inside the 10, and he steps out at the 9. It's 1st and goal, Aggies.
Designed run, beautiful block by number 64, Eric McCoy.
18-yard gain.
And guys, that was a mistake. Florida, for the first time I've seen today, only rushed 3. When you only rush 3, that's an incredible amount of space and running lanes for Kellen Mond. He made him pay.
Kirk joins Ford in the backfield. Mond to the end zone, incomplete. Over the head of Ratley. Let's check out that block again by Eric McCoy.
Yeah, number 64 center's going to pop it out and come out and make this block, and he literally does some damage. Watch what he does to number 11. Grabs him, smashes him to the ground. These are the kind of plays that have made number 11 Mond so dangerous at the quarterback position.
That was McCoy taking out Bashan Joseph. 2nd and goal. Looking to his left, throwing that way down to the 1-yard line, and they're going to say it's a catch. Inbounds to Osborne.
Yeah, watch his toes. Great concentration. He's a true freshman. Does he have control? Let it go. I don't know. I don't think he has control of that ball. They might have to take another look at that.
Yeah, foot was definitely down, but
right now.
Did they rule it an incompletion anyways? They did consult, and they ruled it incomplete. And now Kevin Sumlin, I think, wants to talk.
Timeout. Texas A&M.
We'll take the timeout with them. A 3rd and goal coming up for the Aggies. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week. 10-3 Gators, A&M threatening. 3rd and goal from the 9. Where's Christian Kirk?
Yeah, Beth, red zone target. This is what the pro scouts are watching. You have number 3 right here, covered by Duke Dawson, the best cover guy. Let's see if we get a matchup right here in the red zone.
Kirk does not have a catch yet tonight. Mond gonna run with it all the way, right up the middle, into the end zone, touchdown Texas A&M. Third rushing touchdown of the year for Kellen Mond. They
starts running it with a little purpose. A little different than what we saw in the first half, Beth.
Best drive of the night for the Aggies and a chance to tie it as they score in just over a minute and a half. 10-10, Gators and Aggies.
Spread them out, get behind some of them big uglies, and run the ball downhill. If this team wants to have success, they'll get behind number 11, Kellen Mond.
Spectacular day to tailgate here in Gainesville. And now prime time Saturday night inside the Swamp. Best home field advantage in college football over the last 30 years, winning 85% of their games. They lost here last week. They're trying to avoid a similar fate here. Texas A&M had just 80 yards total offense in the first half. They just picked up 55 on that drive alone. And the Kellen Mond touchdown run from 9 yards out. This is a Darius Lemons, a true freshman, returning the kick. And let's go back to that touchdown with a Becht breakdown.
Yeah, you want to watch the two linebackers. We talked to Randy Shannon, defensive coordinator. He said that he'd have some spies, but watch these two backers. Watch their heads. Looking outside, there's nobody accounting for the quarterback. Rush gets too far up the field. Too much room for the QB to run.
Yeah, and Anthony, I was in the end zone right behind the linebacker, Boshawn Joseph. He looked to the side like he was in coverage, but I just wonder if he was supposed to be a spy on that play, and if he was, he should creep up towards the line and shut down that distance between he and the quarterback. Either way, he was very, very frustrated after that play.
I mean, Kellen Mond responded just the way Kevin Sumlin wanted him to. They helped him out immensely with that pass play on the first play of that scoring drive, and that got the Florida defenders thinking a bit about what was behind them. And then he caps it off with the touchdown run. And now how does Felipe Franks and Florida respond? First down, a 9-yard strike to John Hammond out to the 26-yard line.
After all that's said and done and what Texas A&M didn't do in the first half, it's a tie ball game. Let's see if their defense with a second chance now can play better than the first half.
Brandon Powell is not in the game right now for Florida. He got dinged up a little bit ago. LaMichael Pirine, looks like the forward progress will push him across the line to gain in a first down. And now Brandon Powell, number 4 for Florida, trots out onto the field. That's a good sign for Gator Nation. Momentum, though, is flipped to the other side. Can the Aggie D come up with a stop here and get the ball right back to their young quarterback? Powell in motion. Franks all day, looking deep, heaves it downfield, incomplete, broken up at the 15-yard line, intended for Hammond, and Renfro had the coverage.
Yeah, ball was slightly thrown a little late. You'd like to get it to Hammond as he's making this break right now. When he's even, he's leaving. A little tug on the jersey there. The referee didn't see it. Covered by number 29, Renfro, who's a true freshman. Almost able to pull that down. It was a good effort. Renfro's able to recover. A lot of contact there, though, on the jersey.
2nd and 10. Running it out across the 30 is Pirine. Rocky.
Guys, I just saw the tight end, number 80, Ciante Lewis, limp off the field after that last play. So, depending on what the formation is coming up, they're going to have to do it without number 80.
We've seen a lot of DeAndre Goolsby tonight. Morrill Stevens would be the next man up at that tight end spot.
The third down target for Felipe Franks has been number 4, Powell. See him right there. With some movement, with the slight stack, gives him the ability to move in space.
Franks First down across the 40, and is that Powell? It is.
What happened on that play with the motion when Powell came back, both Texas A&M defensive backs were on the same level, and it allowed them to get picked. The defensive backs need to be at different levels to avoid that. They didn't, and Florida made them pay.
And that's what that stack does. It puts you in a bind as a secondary.
Ciante Lewis has come back into the game at tight end for Florida here on 1st and 10. If you're just tuning in, those are the Gators in the swamp green uniforms tonight. And there's a big pop by Renfro. Trying to send a message to the Florida running game that had their way in the first half.
Yeah, these DBs get involved in the running game. Renfro, again, a true freshman, 6'2", 190 pounds, aggressive. They make him a little different in Texas. He's more of a taller DB, whereas Florida has a little more shorter speed guys, aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
Frank's in trouble, and down he goes. Dalen Mack with the sack. That is the 4th of the night. They are right at their average per game, one of the best in the country.
Dalen Mack just going to break pressure over number 74. Johnson just able to beat him on the outside.
Anthony, at some point, does Florida have to go to more of a max protect look, maybe leave a tight end, maybe leave a running back in to help create some more protection?
You can get a chip, but at the end of the day, Rock, you got to block these guys up. Your tackle and guard should be able to win one-on-one and protect for the quarterback.
Those are the Aggie fans here in the swamp tonight making the noise on 3rd down. Franks drops it off underneath and out across the 40 to Goolsby, and that will be short of the marker.
It's good,
4th down.
Good protection there. LaMichael Piron does a nice job of taking out the blitzer.
Christian Kirk back deep to receive the punt from Johnny Townsend. Flags flying already. 3 of them down behind Kirk after the 36-yard punt. I think there were too many Aggies on the field. Jim McElwain's counting yardage, checking to see where this penalty would set up the Aggies. But now he wants to consult with Hubert Owens.
Substitution infraction on the defense. That penalty is refused. 1st down.
We'll take the timeout, all even at 10 apiece here in the 3rd. Well, tonight after Washington and Arizona State wrap things up on ESPN, it's Sports Center at Night with Stan Verrett and Linda Cohn. They'll have the highlights and reactions for you from the Dodgers, Cubs, the Yankees, Astros, the Red River rivalry, and so much more. It's also streaming live on your ESPN app. 1st and 10 Aggies for Kellen Mond. Flags down behind him. Mond has the 1st down, and he's still going. Kellen Mond tumbles down at the Gator 40-yard line, but I think it's all for naught.
Yeah, they're going to be sick.
Ryan McCollum, I think.
Holding, offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
It's going to negate the 39-yard gain.
Yeah, redshirt freshman, number 77. He's right here. Again, he's going against an intense defensive lineman in Brian, and he just hooks him around his neck there. Brian's so big, strong, and physical getting up to the field. Because of that, forced the hold by number 77.
Trying to get the run game established. Kellen Mond is actually out-rushing both Keith Ford and Travion Williams tonight. They combined to average over 130 a game, do Ford and Williams, but just 25 yards rushing so far. And now they'll go to Kendall Bussey, number 25, and he'll get the call. Maybe a yard or two. Otherwise, it's been Mond, especially on that last drive.
Yeah, first half, he's a much different runner now in the second half. A little more authoritative, a little bit designed runs. They're spreading them out, and they haven't been able to really catch him. Getting 10, 12, 15 yards before a defender comes up to hit him. And again, this is the issue. The Ford-Williams combination, thunder and lightning there, has not been productive today. Yeah, they're leaning on Mond right now to make those plays.
Bryant again disruptive, and he trips up Mond at the 15. They are having all kinds of problems right now with Taven.
How good is Bryant? I mean, this kid is just a physical force. He cannot be blocked right now by this Aggie offensive line. Watch him right here, number 93. He's just got the edge. He's already on top of the outside of the guard. Too much pressure.
That's my guy at number 93. I talked about him earlier, and with his strength, Anthony, he just keeps wearing down this offensive line, and you're seeing him making many, many more plays right now.
Mond, and there's Bryant again, and down he goes at the 3.
Every coach I talked to said, he's J.J. Watt. I said, what do you mean J.J. Watt? Watch this, folks. That's pressure. 2 guys trying to double team him. You can't do it. He splits the offensive lineman, makes a big play, wraps him up, and he's flexing his guns because he's showing his strength right now versus his Aggie offensive line. Look at this guy, beast.
A sack, tripped up the quarterback, and remember, he was the guy that was held on first down. Forcing the punt here out of the end zone. Brandon Powell backtracking to his own 40. And Powell may have not seen his teammate in the swamp green jersey and ran right into him. 56 yards on the punt, 8 on the return. What do the fans think about the swamp greens? We had a chance to ask them pregame.
The Gator uniforms? Gators. Beautiful.
They're amazing.
Unique.
Terrific.
Funny.
Amazing. Awesome.
Incredible.
Ugly.
Scales.
It's growing on me like swamp algae.
Ugly. I'm sorry, they're ugly. They are smoking hot.
I don't like them, but if the kids like them and it helps recruiting, I'm all for it.
That's what it's all about right there.
Sage advice right there from that guy. The kids apparently love it. 1st and 10, Malik Davis, the play action here from Franks. And Felipe gonna be upended at the 45-yard line. Rocky?
And I still think there's a tactical advantage to the color scheme of these uniforms, the way they blend into this green perfectly with this color of turf. I still say at some point late in this game, there's going to be a Florida defender drop into a zone Kellen Mond is not going to see him, and could be a big play.
They are blending right in. Franks, was he looking at his wristband, or did he get hurt on this play? He comes up holding his elbow. 4th sack of the night. And an incompletion on 2nd down.
A dangerous pass right there. And let's watch this hit. Maury Watts, number 56 from behind.
Oh, yeah.
Rubbing that elbow, left elbow. Non-throwing hand.
3rd and 13.
Definitely don't want to force one here, Beth. 3rd and 13, trying to hustle up to the line. Can't make a mistake.
Play clock's at 3. Olaka able to flush him out of the pocket. Felipe on the run across midfield. He's going to be run out of bounds short of the marker by Howard. Got 6 yards back, but the punter will be sent on.
It's a really good job by Texas A&M's defense there, Beth. Ball is in great field position for the Gators off that punt, and they're able to hold them and secure it so they don't get a first down. Much needed stop for this Aggie defense.
Kirk standing inside his own 10-yard line. And the fair catch wave, let it go over his head and bounds into the end zone. A 48-yard punt. Tied at 10. Mond and the Aggies going back to work. How about the two-bits cheer pregame from 12-time Olympic medalist Dara Torres here in Florida. 5 different Olympiads she swam at. And she can lead a cheer too as well. Well, the Swamp has been loud tonight. We'll be at Penn State for the Whiteout with Michigan primetime next weekend. Up in Happy Valley with the undefeated Nittany Lions. Kellen Mond rushes out of bounds. Knocked down Taven Bryan. A little payback over there on the bench. Mond appeared shaken at times in that first half in his first true road start for the true freshman, but led them on the scoring drive to start out this second half. Has settled things down for the Aggies. Mond will call his own number. Rocky?
Yeah, when that play came out of bounds there and pushed Taven Brown into a chair, Taven Brown won that battle. I don't know if this chair is going to be useful the rest of the game. They were having trouble folding it up.
He hasn't lost tonight.
He's a powerful guy.
The price you pay for success. 3rd and 3 now for the Aggie offense.
Man-to-man coverage, tight across for each receiver. Will be tight throw or QB run.
Dropped by Kirk, who still does not have a catch tonight, and it's 4th down.
Normally the short-handed Christian Kirk. These are the opportunities. You get a little shake. Great move off the line of scrimmage. Just got to get his hands turned the other way, thumbs together. Kind of gets an awkward positioning for his hands. Normally a short-handed receiver on the inside.
He's on the Bolitnikoff watch list. And amongst the top receivers in the country. It's the 8th punt here for Shane Tripucka. Let's take a look at the latest college football rankings brought to you by AT&T and a look at the AP poll.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously Penn State moves up. Shocking that Clemson lost at Syracuse. Kudos to Dino Babers and his squad. And, you know, looks like Georgia will move up, leading heavily now Missouri. I think the team that's kind of moving up slowly, the 2 teams are TCU and Wisconsin, Beth. They're the ones, I think, that are quietly continuing to have great seasons, good balance on both sides, and kind of just waiting for their opportunities as these other teams drop down.
3 top 10 losses already on the board this week. That follows Oklahoma and Michigan losing last week.
On the receiving team, number 21, 10-yard penalty. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 21 on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, that's number 21's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
MacArthur Burnett.
What's he play? DB or something?
Well, let's check in with Chris Cotter in the studio. That was first. Thank you very much, Chris. .144 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Burnett. The Florida offense will trot back out there. They moved the ball effectively in the first half, but A&M has shut them down here in the 3rd quarter. Just 38 total yards for the Florida attack.
I think you got to try to get number 20 Malik Davis involved. These running backs can take their toll.
12 rushes, 85 yards tonight. He'll get the call there and pick up a couple more. Out of the Tampa area, and some terrific football, of course, in Hillsborough County, where Malik Davis is the career rush leader in the prep ranks before arriving this fall on the Florida campus. Got to deal with Zakoven Henderson and Kingsley Kiki right now in the heart of that defense. Been tough sledding. And into the backfield comes Henderson to take down Davis, and a loss of 5.
Well, when you're a run stuffer, somebody needs to block number 92 on the outside. Again, he's a playmaker. Just sheds his block, makes the tackle. He's big time now. 6'2", 305 pounds. The senior leading the way in the inside.
Worked in the offseason to get bigger and stronger, according to John Chavis, the defensive coordinator. They love what he's added. Pressure on Franks. Got away from Alaka. On the run across the 45. Still going. Another missed tackle.
Unbelievable.
Franks tripped up and down he goes at the 12-yard line.
Beth, I'm not going to lie to you. Once he broke this, I said, man, he doesn't look that fast. But he breaks that tackle, cuts back. And look at this guy chugging along, keeping his feet high. Dodson can't catch him. Missed tackle on the back end. You've got to secure that if you're the quarterback.
Alaka missed him twice, Anthony.
And the guy that tackles him is one of the biggest guys on the field, number 88, Kiki, the defensive tackle, 79 yards. Unbelievable.
And let's remember, guys, Felipe Franks, 6'5", 230 pounds. That big body breaks a lot of tackles there.
Wow, he's trying to get him some water.
Gassed.
Get him some Gatorade. Let's go, feed him. This is where they invented Gatorade, for crying out loud. Give him some.
Alaka can't believe it. He should have had him for a loss and then had another crack at him downfield. This has been a bugaboo for the Aggies this season. The big play susceptibility.
I know he's tired, trust me, with 8 seconds left. It's a guaranteed handoff right here, for sure. Probably can't even get the play out of his mouth, he's so tired. What a huge momentum swing, Beth, on that run there. Look, they just look tired and just kind of disconnected after that one, just shaking their heads, wondering how they let that one slip away.
And now they're going to tag on a penalty. The referee's mic was out. A sideline interference infraction on A&M. Half the distance. And that will end the third quarter. 1st and goal, Florida, from the 6-yard line. They'll trek down to the other end. What a shocker. An A&M game going to be decided in the final stanza. It's been that way all year long. And a 10-10 tie in the Swamp. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. All tied at 10 apiece. A spectacular night here inside the Swamp. Our old Rocky Boyman enjoying a little song here between the third and fourth quarters. And on 1st and goal for Florida, they're going to take the lead on the run by Dre Massey.
Coaches talked about Massey as someone they needed to get the ball to. Needs to make plays and seize the moment, were the exact words of Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator.
6 yards for Massey after the Felipe Franks run. The longest play from scrimmage this year for the Gators, a 79-yard jaunt. Sets up the score in under 2 minutes. 17-10 Florida.
The last person you think would get the run is number 13, Felipe Franks. He gets it all the way down, deep into the heart of Gators, and then give it to some explosive playmakers on the outside. Jet sweep to Massey, touchdown.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, part of Dos Equis Tailgate Week. A 17-10 lead for Florida. It was a quick scoring drive, just 4 plays, 90 yards. It was Felipe Franks, 79 yards on the run. Entering tonight, he was negative 29 yards rushing, and he just helped set up that TD. Going to be kicked out of bounds, and that'll set the Aggies up nicely. We'll check in with the studio, and Chris Cotter's got an update on the Buckeyes.
I do. I've got an update on the Big Ten. I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to start with Michigan State at Minnesota. And LJ Scott, where did these Spartans come from? They're 2-0 in conference play, and they've got a 17-6 lead over the Gophers. Meanwhile, here's your Buckeyes. J.T. Barrett is going to find Rashad Berry. This is 5th total touchdown on the day. He's since added another one. It's all Buckeyes in the 3rd.
Barrett, after the early season loss to Oklahoma, has been terrific for Ohio State at quarterback. Here, just waiting for the verification that kickoff is booted out of bounds. So it'll be out to the 35-yard line here for Texas A&M. Down a touch.
Spread him out. Kellen Mond. They got to utilize his legs somehow on this drive.
Mond caught by Kirk, his first catch of the night, and it's all the way down to the Gator 25.
Just ran right by him, dipped underneath. What a move. Got small. Way to track the ball into your hands. 40 yards. Look how clean the protection was. Finally laid a hit on the end, but nice connection.
Kirk shows up here in the 4th, and they'll run it now with Travion Williams. Well, the Aggies have been here before, as we alluded to, for Kevin Sumlin's crew. Of course, you had the stunning loss to UCLA, but then the overtime win against Arkansas, the comeback in the 4th quarter against Carolina, and they were tight with Bama in the 4th quarter last week. And what ended up being a 1-score game. Mond, he's going to go with it, and he will pick up the first down to the 10-yard line. Got a hand in the face of Taylor to grab another yard or 2 and a gain of 9.
Love how he sets up his blockers. Had Eric McCoy, the center, number 64, again out front leading. Just sets him up. We got a Gator down right now. Say C.C. Jefferson.
The starting defensive end. Mond did get to the 10, so it will be 1st and goal here for the Aggies.
Again, another designed run. Watch 64 in the middle, shoot out and get a block just like before. It's the same way, but look how he sets him up. Able to get outside.
One thing we are seeing here, especially in the 3rd and 4th quarter, is it's almost like the offensive line has that shot clock in their head on scrambles. They know that Kellen Mond's going to take off, so the line, they get to the 2nd level, and I think that's been the difference in him scrambling here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, he's already got a 9-yard touchdown run that opened up the 3rd quarter. 10 carries, 35 yards tonight for Kellen. Ja'Kai Polite will replace C.C. Jefferson at defensive end. Play action, wide open, touchdown Aggies to Sharp, and there is a flag on the play.
This is a well-designed play. The question is, will it stand?
An eligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 3. Number 3 was covered up. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Saying Christian Kirk, who was lined up in the slot, was covered up, and you see 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage, which means Christian Kirk cannot release and go down the field, and he does, and that's unfortunate because that's a play right there you work on for 6 weeks to find the perfect opportunity, and they just missed out on a great one.
And now it'll be first and goal from the 15. Looking for Kirk in the end zone, incomplete. Duke Dawson had the coverage, second down.
I'll tell you what, he's working him on the inside, gives him a nice move. Duke Dawson's got a step, perfectly thrown ball. Man, he just can't quite pull it around and turn his body to catch it.
Guys, this area of the field, Florida might want to consider spying Kellen Mond. Remember, down the other end of the field, they did not, and able to a rush lane for Mond, something they may think of here.
Incomplete. Osborne, the intended receiver, they had a man up. C.J. Henderson denying him. Third down.
And we saw a spy on that play. It was the linebacker, Reese, who was mirroring the movement of Kellen Mond. We'll see if we do it again here on third down. Either way, Florida, the best job they've done tonight is when they've canceled the interior run gaps. The defensive ends pinch, the defensive tackles loop outside, and they form a net around the quarterback.
Another game up front. Sherritt and Bryan. Number 17, Sherritt's going to come underneath. Bryan's going to come here, and they just collapse it. Watch this, 2 defensive linemen all day long. 2 guys on the same page, collapsing and making a big play.
37-yard attempt for LaCamera. And there was a whistle before the kick, and that's movement on the Aggies. Gonna set them back.
False start. Offense. Not set at the snap. Number 64. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
Loud environment. Got to hold your water, Beth. You got to make sure you're set and watch the ball. You got to use peripheral vision. For 64, McCoy is on the right-hand side, 2 spots away from the football. Shouldn't move.
He's been good from 46. This will be 42. Out of the hold of Townsend. And it is good. They get down to the 10-yard line and could not get it in. They'll settle for the 3 here in a 17-13 game.
And Pizza Hut, the best pizza delivery deal. Order today with a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99.
The freshman quarterbacks have settled down a bit here in the second half. We got a good one in the swamp. Look at the rushing advantage for Florida tonight. But the Aggies are right there. It's a 17-13 game, 12:35 to go. Beth Mowens, Anthony Becht, Rocky Boyman with you tonight in Gainesville. Both teams coming off tough losses a week ago. They are heading into bye weeks next week. Darius Lemons will bring it out. And gets it out across the 25. An extra 10 or 12 yards there for Lemons, as the Aggies couldn't bring them down. Well, this week on Monday Night Football, it's Indianapolis and Tennessee. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN. It's Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's. And then the game will follow at 8:15. It's also available on ESPN2 in Spanish. Colts and Titans on Monday Night Football. We've got an injury here. That Buddy Johnson, I believe, for Texas A&M. You got 2 number 7s. Of course, the other one is running back Keith Ford. After the special teams play, you would lean towards Buddy. Athletic trainers are checking on him. We'll be back in a moment. Buddy Johnson able to get to his feet here. And head over to the sideline.
It's kind of a double doozy for him. Here's the first one. Takes a shot right in that neck trap area. Square on. And then watch him on the top here, right there, take a shot to the throat. And then watch him right here. He'll fall down. Pick your poison. That was 2 shots he took on the same play. And down he goes. Glad to see him get up.
That was on a special teams plays. Also one of their starting linebackers. And he will stay off to the side as the Florida offense comes back on. Felipe Franks under center, and a 4-point lead. LaMichael Pirine run down in the backfield and thrown for a loss. Anthony Hines, one of their prize recruits, the true freshman out of Plano, Texas.
Big play behind the backfield. You got to secure the line of scrimmage when you're double teaming and come off when backers come through. Not well taken care of there. Put you behind the sticks now. Not a good start. Good job by this Aggie defense.
Been much better here in this second half. A loss of 3. Under 12 minutes to go. Franks to throw out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7 there to Hammond. Going to be 3rd down and about 6.
Huge 3rd down. We'd had to pick one guy, Beth, who's made these catches and these opportunities, be number 4, Brandon Powell. He's been the favorite go-to target. He'll be on the outside of this trip look. Look for him to maybe move inside into motion.
Franks looking right. Now looking for some room, and he's out of it. Down he goes. Sacked by Anthony Hines, the 5th of the night for the Aggies, and it's 4th down.
They had a good one designed, too. They had Powell start out and go in. Watch this. We'll get pressure here on the inside. It just took a little too long. He wasn't able to get this ball out of his hands. That's unfortunate. Good job with the pressure. Hines, again, 2 plays in that series for the true freshman.
Teams have combined 6 for 26 now tonight on 3rd downs. They'll punt it away towards Kirk, and he'll have a chance here from his own 30. Christian Kirk, 6 yards on the return. How about tonight's backstage pass? And for night games here at Florida, fireworks are shot off from the top of the scoreboard roof. They load them up and then carry them up and hoist them up to the scoreboard, which is 30 feet high, and they set them up on top of that scoreboard, the Skylighters of Florida. And they light up the night for touchdowns. How about for the run out pregame? Our backstage pass for getting those fireworks to the top of the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium scoreboard. incomplete on the first down throw to Christian Kirk out across midfield.
Christian Kirk's finding some space here with some crossing routes. Mond is leaning on him to be a playmaker for him, not able to pull that one in.
Kirk just the one catch still, a 40-yarder. Mond is 6 of 19 on the night with an interception. 134 yards. He's hit just one of his last 7 throws. Tripped up inside the 25-yard line.
That's a touchdown-saving tackle by Taylor, 29. Watch number 4, Ratley, come into your screen to the right. Nobody home. And the man-to-man defense. And the senior finally getting his opportunities his last year at Texas A&M. Makes a huge play here in the 4th quarter.
42 yards on the game. Ratley now 2 catches for 72. Play action on first down to the end zone, looking for Kirk. And overthrows him. Dawson on the coverage. Those two have been together a lot tonight.
They're going to try to get Kirk. Kirk's done a nice job with speed. There's the matchup we talked about. Duke Dawson. Good job by Duke getting his head around. Ball was thrown out of bounds. They had a little play action fake there to start it off, Beth. If they would have handed it off, Travion Williams would have been out the gate, but they decided to throw the ball.
Mond, receiver fell down. That was intended for Osborne. 3rd and 10.
Gator players shaken up. Jordan Sherritt.
He's already starting for the injured Jabari Zuniga tonight. Let's check into the studio right now with Chris Cotter, coach here with the Florida Gators. Right now, the concern for the Gators and the folks here at the Swamp is trying to contain Kellen Mond and this Texas A&M offense, driving down to try and take the lead.
Yeah, the one thing he's changed up is his running style, some designed QB runs, but also the pass. He only has 7 completions in the game, but the big ones have come in the second half, and especially in this 4th quarter. Let's see if they can continue to get this offense churning and finish in the red zone versus a tough Gator defense.
Not very often that they come to the state of Florida. In fact, this is just their 7th trip, their first time at the Swamp. And they are looking for their first win in the Sunshine State since World War II, as Jordan Sherritt makes his move over to the sideline, the defensive lineman for Florida. Got to go back to 1944, and they're trying to take the lead here with 9:31 to go, 3rd and 10. Mond tucking it, running with it, and he's got the first down. Showing his toughness inside the 12.
Unbelievable run by Mond. Put his shoulder down, being aggressive, doing what it takes to put this drive and finishing it off.
Leading rusher tonight for the Aggies with 40 yards. Picked up 11 more there. They can still get a first down inside the 2. High snap. The give is to Williams, down to the 9.
Guys, down this area of the field, a lot of noise from these Gator fans. But as we've seen, we saw the last time they were down here, the defensive line stunts have really done a good job of canceling out the interior gaps. And then the spying of the quarterback, we saw the last play. Reese, the linebacker, spying Mond. We'll see if they pull that here.
There's Reese right there, number 33. Williams wrapped up at the 7. coming up.
Well, I think on third down, we've talked about going to Christian Kirk. Maybe you change it up here and you go to your big receiver. He's only a freshman. These two played at IMG together at the top of the screen. That's Osborne. 6'2", 220 pounds. Maybe some type of a switch route with these two players at the top with Kirk.
There's only one defender out there right now, and now trotting out is Gardner. Mond with time, incomplete. It was Kirk in the end zone in double coverage.
And Kirk didn't think he was going to get the football. He was double covered. Ball was thrown wide outside. Just follow Kirk. He'll run the outside route. Two defenders there. He just assumes he's not going to get the ball nowhere near him.
They'll go for three again here with LaCamera from 25 yards away to make it a one-point game. And he's true. 17-16, 7.5 to play. A tough break there for Florida and Jordan Sherritt as he gets carted off the field and back to the locker room. It's a one-point game here midway through this fourth quarter. Well, tomorrow, Sunday, NFL Countdown will start your day in the National Football League at 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Randy Moss, Desmond Howard, and the crew joining in on all the fun, hosted by Sam Ponder. It's also streaming live on your ESPN app. Sunday NFL Countdown tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern on ESPN. One-point game. Daniel LaCamera with 3 field goals today. Lemon's going to bring it out. And he won't get to the 15-yard line. Cut down there. Chris Cotter's in the studio for. Thought Ed Harris was underrated with the football in his hands. I would concur, Chris Cotter. Alabama, of course, with Auburn losing today, really in charge now in the SEC West. For Florida, trying to get the win here, then you got 2 weeks to get ready for Georgia. And if you can take them down in Jacksonville at the cocktail party, you're right back on top in the East. Dogs were rolling tonight against Missouri. It's Davis out to the 20, so there's a look at the SEC East and the West. Georgia is in control right now in their game. And Auburn taken down by LSU, the huge comeback by the Tigers. Tennessee falls to 0-3 now in the conference, and the future of Butch Jones very much in jeopardy in Knoxville by most accounts. 2nd and 5. Aggies trying to get the comeback win, and then the bye with 3 straight home games coming up. Little help from the 12th man. Goolsby inbounds for the catch and a first down.
Fortunate to get that secondary third receiver open. He was waiting for that deep route for a long time. Great protection. Came off it way late. Watch him here. He wants to hit the left side. A little pump fake. He's waiting for his receiver to get open. It doesn't happen. Usually there's got to be an internal clock, but he's strong enough to get that ball out. Question is, did he catch that ball clean before he stepped out of bounds? Looks like they're not going to look at it.
He also did a good job, Anthony, of keeping his eyes downfield as the rush came. Here, looks like they're going to blow it dead. Maybe take a look at that play.
Timeout. Texas A&M.
Texas A&M going to call a timeout.
I caught the tail end of that. And it looked like maybe that ball was not fully secure on that catch. Let's check it out here again. See the arm strength to get over there. Watch Goolsby. Hard to see there. The defender covering up.
I think that left foot is down.
So the ball's in his body. I don't know, Beth. That's a tough one.
Well, I think it's a catch right here when that left foot goes down, right?
Well, you can see that. I don't know if the ball's fully secured right there. Is that moving or is that secure? It looks like it's secure. I think they'll probably end up keeping this one a reception, but I'll tell you, that's a big strong throw by Franks on that one to just get that by the hand. It's the ball coming in, he squeezes it there. I got to say that ball's secure with that left foot hitting the ground.
Well, I think Texas A&M was able to coax the officials into looking at it here, and now they are running over to this near side because this was a timeout taken by Texas A&M. And now they're coming over to take a look at the replay. It's a Texas A&M challenge.
This would leave them with one timeout, Beth, in a one-point game with 6:35 left. Again, the ball's in the right arm. Is it secure? To me, it looks secure because what happens is when his foot hits the out of bounds, the ball doesn't move. It's in the arm securely all the way through. So
someone's trying to sell him. You can see his body language there. He's juggling.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
And they will confirm it. First down, Florida, and that cost Texas A&M a timeout.
And with that first down with Florida, here's an opportunity now. It's not quite 4 minutes yet, but if you can get some of these long drives, run the ball 5 yards, 6 yards, move the chains, and let that clock tick down, Texas A&M will be in trouble with with only one timeout left.
Michael Pirine is the tailback. Check that, Malik Davis. And Malik gets the call. Nice move to shake the freshman Hines at the line of scrimmage and pick up 8.
This kid's impressive. I mean, watch this. I mean, you think he's going outside. Heck, he sold me. One cut and go. I mean, didn't even touch him. It's a true freshman, folks. 3-star player out of Jesuit High School. Nobody wanted him except Florida. Showing why he's one of the top running backs in the SEC. That's just a freshman.
Somebody missed a star or two on that one, Anthony. And he's wrapped up by Kiki behind the line. Chris Cotter, what you got for us?
Oh, I bet just a reminder on ESPN News right now. They're underway in Fort Collins, Nevada, and Colorado State. Rams blending in with the field nicely. As soon as you guys wrap things up there in Florida, where the Gators are also blending in nicely, we'll move this game over to ESPN 2.
We are very appreciative of the bright orange jersey numbers on the swamp green unis tonight for way up here in the press box. 3rd and 1. The cutback and the stuff. Let's see where the progress lands them. It's going to be short.
Surprise, Beth, they went to the weak side. They had 2 tight ends set to the left, and they decide to try to cut the defense and pull. Again, good job by 46, Durham, to push them back inside where the big guys are. That's not a place where you want to be. See number 88, Kiki, you run into that wall, you're not getting through it.
So Kellen Mond and the Aggies are going to get the ball back here. Under 5 minutes to go and running. Aggie defense has gotten the job done in the second half. Christian Kirk will give it a go. Kirk's got blockers in front. Christian Kirk cuts it back at the 40 and down to the 39.
Brutal mistake by the punter. Kicked it right to him. Watch, Kirk doesn't even have to move. That allows him to set up the return. Look at the wall. Everybody in position to make plays. Good job by Watts. Bryant's not going to catch Kirk. Game save, touchdown saving tackle by number 45.
Raymond, yep. 43 yards on the Kirk return. You've got an outstanding kicker in LaCamera. And you've got the freshman Kellen Mond trotting back out looking to get the Aggies in front. They're down a point. 4:20 to go. Play action, caught by Kirk at the 35 and taken down there, Rocky.
Right now, you got to keep going to Kirk. He's got some juice now after the long punt return and that catch. I expect Mon to keep going the way of number 3 here on this drive.
He's got a couple catches now on the night for 44 yards, targeted 10 times so far. Mond keeps. Kellen Mond, first down, Aggies. Joseph tripped him up, 3:45 to go. Gain of 9 for Mond. From the 26. Ford's got it. And he's wrapped up after the short game by Jefferson to pick up a 4.
Quiet day by this combination of thunder and lightning. Number 7, Keith Ford and Williams hold to well below their standards by this Florida defense.
They can make some noise here as they inch closer to the red zone. A couple yards outside it, under 3 minutes and counting. LaCamera's already struck 3 times. Ford to the 20. Remember, too, it was LaCamera who had the game-tying field goal at the end of regulation in the Arkansas game, which the Aggies won in OT.
Now, coming into this game, this Florida defensive line was a very deep unit, but remember, they're going to be out without their best defensive end, number 17, Jordan Sherritt. And you can just see the body language on this defensive line right now. Pretty tired. It's hot down here on this field. They've played a lot of plays. They got to find a way to keep it up and keep up that strength and effort for the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Timeout, Florida. 2:36 to go. The series history, it's a short one between these two. The Gators actually won the first meeting back in 1962. They met again in the 77 Sun Bowl, won by Texas A&M. And then Johnny Football's debut as Texas A&M joined the SEC in College Station in 2012. Mike Gillisley spoiled that party. They haven't won in the Sunshine State since 1944. That was down at Miami.
That 3rd and 4 here, if it's a pass, it's quick. And if it's not there, you get up the field with your quarterback with his legs. Don't read this out, make it too long.
Mond calls his own number and he's got it. Down to the 13-yard line.
It's really taken over the second half of this game. Running with a little more passion. I thought the first half, not as tough of as a runner, but in this second half, Beth, we've seen a different player.
Timeout, Florida. Let's check in with Chris Cotter. Thank you, Chris. Down to Rocky Boyman.
Yeah, that was an example on that last play there, Beth, of that defensive line being a little bit tired. Kellen Mond at 210 pounds broke not 1 but 2 tackles of defensive linemen. They got to find a way to keep some energy going here to save this game.
Much better in the second half, Rocky, for this A&M offense. They've been trying to wear them down. They have scored points on 3 of their 5 second half possessions. This is Ford. Stuffed after a 1-yard gain by Bryan. Both teams down to 1 timeout left. Both sides so used to these nail-biting finishes.
Florida will take their last one here, trying to maintain some time.
Well, they got to be thinking now, okay, if we're going to fall behind here on perhaps a LaCamera field goal, they're going to have to get some time on the clock for Felipe Franks, their young quarterback, with a chance to possibly win it late.
Yeah, he'll get a chance here. They're already in field goal range, trying to secure some of this time, but let's give credit to the Aggies. You know, this offense did not do much in the first half. Kellen Mond came out trying to pass the ball early, didn't have a big running game, and he's taken over this second half, running the ball, designed quarterback runs, getting big first downs on third down, and making some key passes late in the fourth quarter to Christian Kirk. Really salvage an effort that was not anywhere to be found in the first half.
2nd and 9. They'll stick with Keith Ford at tailback. And they'll go with Ford, runs it down to the 10. And the Gators cannot stop the clock. It's 3rd down.
You'll take it down here as far as you can. 3rd and 6. You're in field goal range. You got the chip shot. You don't take any risks. No reason to throw it. You don't want to stop the clock for any reason at all. Keep it in your quarterback's hands. Design QB run or just hand it off to Ford down the middle.
Gonna go down at the 15-yard line, so he'll lose yardage, tackled by David Reese, but still well in LaCamera's range, who has hit tonight from 25, 42, and 46.
Usually when you're running the ball, the quarterback, you try to set your kicker up in the middle. He was flushed to the right, so now it's an angled kick. See if that makes a difference.
This will be a 33-yard attempt for the lead. On its way. And it is good. Texas A&M takes the lead under a minute to go at the Swamp. Daniel LaCamera, the junior from Tarpon Springs, Florida, knocks it through here in Gainesville. His 4th of the night.
Coach McElwain not feeling great after that one, but again, give credit to the Aggies. Heck of a job staying in this football game. Kind of hung on, right, Beth, the whole game? Just hung on. Gators couldn't take advantage, couldn't punch it in the end zone when they got through into the red zone today.
We talked about it at the top of the show, Anthony. 2 young quarterbacks on a big stage tonight. Mond does his job, gets him down into field goal range, and the field goal to take the lead. And now all eyes on Felipe Franks, the freshman from up near Pensacola, with under a minute and no timeouts. And if you're a Gator fan, you might be thinking, hey, we got him right where we want him.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about from the Gators' schedule already this year. Let's go to the Tennessee game and the Franks Hail Mary to Tyree Cleveland to win it. That was right here in the Swamp. And then in the last minute, the win over Kentucky. And then last week, it was a missed PAT in the 3rd quarter that was oh so costly in a 1-point loss.
Well, here's the problem. You have no Tyree Cleveland in this drive. You got some shorter, less accurate route running receivers, more quick, shifty guys. A lot of pressure. Remember, Felipe Franks telling me Josh Hammond is the most trustworthy route runner that he had going into this game. Number 10.
Trips right, Franks with time. Intercepted! Picked off by Tyrel He tipped it to himself, and he corrals it with 52 seconds to go.
And just a brutal mistake by the young quarterback. Dodson just keeping his eyes on him. You see a dejected crowd right now. Watch 25. He's just going to sit back in the zone, follow quarterback's eyes. And you know what? I don't know if that ball would have even reached Goolsby's hands. It was going to be low anyway. He had him. He let him out there, but it's a heads-up play by Dobson there. And that's the young growing pains for the redshirt freshman.
Second interception of the night. Victory formation for A&M. 3 field goals in the fourth quarter to secure it. The offense struggled mightily in the first half. They got enough done here in the second. And what a job by the Aggie defense to keep this thing close throughout.
And let's talk about Coach Sumlin, right? He reels off, he's got a loss to UCLA, a heartbreaker, then he reels off 4 in a row, plays a close game against Alabama, then comes on the Swamp, first time ever in this building, and takes one going into a bye week. Heck of a scenario for this young team.
Get ready, 12th man, you got the bye, and then they're coming home for 3 in a row. And they return with a win. Their first in the state of Florida since World War II. 19-17 the final on 4 field goals today from Daniel LaCamera. Let's go down to Rocky Boyman.
Coach, one of these days you're going to have a game that doesn't come down to the wire, but you come into a very hostile environment, one of the toughest places to win in the country, and get a big win. How's it feel?
Well, you know, give Florida credit. I mean, they stifled us on offense. We made just enough plays at the end to get out of this place, man. It's a heck of an atmosphere, and SEC football at night. You know, take them any way you can.
Coach, I know the passing of Joe Tiller a couple months ago, that was a big influence in your life. How does that feel right now? What are you thinking about with Joe Tiller?
Well, I just, you know, I was able to get out there to Wyoming to the funeral. I got back halfway through practice, so, you know, Joe's a big part of my life. I said besides my dad, no man's probably has had more of an effect on me as a player, as a coach, hired me, you know, so, you know, it's just reflecting on it, it was a tough week.
Very cool, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
An emotional Kevin Sumlin brings his Aggies to Gainesville, and they will head home with a 19-17 win. And the second consecutive home loss for Florida, damaging to their SEC East title hopes. Now, out to Clay Matvick in Fort Collins.